This video shows an example of how we at Holiday Coro attach extension cables over to RGB strip. Now in this particular case, what we have done is we've taken our extension cables and we've actually cut them in half, or in this case 8 foot and 2 foot. And what we have is we have pre-tinned wires. That means that we just cut, strip, and then we put a little bit of solder onto the connection. So the connection here is a male. This is going to be going on to the strip here, and the female portion is attached to the controller. All right. Now, additionally, you can see here that I have taken some 1/2 inch heat shrink tubing and some 3/8 inch shrink wrap tubing, and that's going to serve as a strain relief and also waterproofing function. Now, I do have a soldering iron over to the side. I have a knife, and I do have this helping hand, which is also useful. Now, our strip here is 3030 pixel controlled LEDs, but it could be any kind of LEDs. Now, most pixel strip comes with a tube, and in this particular case it is actually easier if the tube does not come with any kind of silicone injection. That makes it easier to make your cuts. So it comes with this connector on the end, which is completely not waterproof and not useful for our needs. So what I'm going to do is start off just by cutting it off with my knife. I left off a little bit on the ends down here. I'm going to simply just put this in, throw that off, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut out the silicone portion right above the strip. Alright, so now we have a strip ready to go. I'm going to take my soldering iron and I'm just going to go ahead and take off these wires, just heat it up and pull them out of the way. So now I have empty solder pads ready for solder, and I'm simply going to take my wire here. I'm going to pre-align the wires since this is positive ground data and ground, and I'm going to put them on here. Just touch them on for brief seconds. Again, these have been pre-tinned, so they've already got solder on them. I'm just heating them up, touching them to the pads, nothing to it. Okay, now I'm giving it a quick inspection to make sure that there's no shorted wires, jumps between these with solder, anything like that. So it looks like we're good to go there. Now what we're going to do is, in my particular case, I like to use hot glue. This provides a stiffener, and I'm going to stick it inside this tube, and I'm going to fill the tube up past the first pixel. This provides a strengthening function, and then I'm also going to put it underneath on the bottom so that it carries it across there too. And we've got a little bit on the actual connection itself here. So it looks like a mess, but what we're going to now do is take my 3/8, and I'm going to slide it right up to where the connection is, and not over the silicone tube, because it won't fit. 3/8 is not large enough for the 12mm, which is normally found on these. I'm just going to simply heat this up. This will provide a little bit of thickening and strain relief against the cable so that the next layer, which is 1/2 inch, is able to slide over. We're simply going to slide this over, hot glue and all. I'm going to slide it right up to the first, in this case, pixel or LED. Take my heat gun here. This is just a simple blow torch here. Heat the entire thing evenly. And you can see it makes a good connection. I'm just going to take my knife, scrape off a little bit of the extra hot glue. So we have a very good, strong connection because the hot glue goes into here, and it also is shrink wrapped onto that. It's all waterproof because we have hot glue in here. We have hot glue all the way up into this past this first pixel. And then we have the interior shrink wrap that provides the spacing necessary to allow this 1/2 inch to grab onto this smaller than 3/8 inch cable. And that's how quick it is to make an extension properly onto pixel strip.